Hi fourth graders, welcome to ELA. Sorry I canceled class today. Let's go ahead and jump in. Our warm-up for today is a cause and effect, just like last time in small group. So let's see. It was going to rain. The sky was very dark. A cold wind was blowing across the lake on this blustery day. Not a single boat was on the water. Not a single swimmer was playing in the lake. The effect is the sky was dark. Well, what is the cause? A, it was going to rain. B, it was very blustery. C, no swimmers were in the water. Or D, no boats were on the lake today. Go ahead and take a second. Pause it if you need to. And you are correct if you said the cause was A. It was going to rain. That's why the effect was the sky was dark. All right, our learning target for today, we are right here at number 3. We're going to be analyzing a passage to determine if it's prose, a poem, or a drama. And then we're going to look at that passage to see what elements of this type of writing is included. Okay, so make sure you're thinking about how they're different. You guys were doing really good on this yesterday. So again, we're looking at poetry, prose, and drama. Just a little reminder, poetry, a lot of times poems rhyme, but they don't have to. They're written in lines, and the lines are grouped in stanzas, not paragraphs, and it's in a verse. It has beats or a rhythm, which is meter, and it includes figurative language like similes, metaphors. Okay, so here is a little bit of things to recall. You probably learned this in 3rd grade. The other day we were working on metaphor and simile, comparing two things. Simile uses like or as, metaphor does not use like or as. Poetry has line breaks. They're written in shorter lines so that the reader has to slow down. Rhythm, it makes you tap your foot to it, right? Personification, it gives human traits to something that is not human. Imagery, it's forming a picture in your mind. Repetition, repeating something, and alliteration, using the same sound at the beginning of every word or neighboring words. So like Peter Piper picked a pail of pickled peppers. All right, so let's go ahead and look at this poem, Polar Bear. Polar bear, polar bear, polar bear, where will you sleep? I will sleep in my cave until I'm ready to eat. Polar bear, what will you eat? I will eat a big seal for my morning treat. So looking at these different types of poetry tools, which ones do you see that could apply to here? Go ahead and pause it and pick some out, and then play when you're ready to go over it. All right, so I see repetition. It says polar bear, polar bear, polar bear, polar bear, what will you, right? I see polar bear, polar bear. I see I will sleep in my cave. Do you guys see anything else? Say you give it personification because he's speaking, he's answering your question, right? And of course we see the line breaks, and there is definitely a rhythm. So hopefully you got a couple of those. All right, here is another one, another poem. I am as quick as a cheetah, my eyes are as blue as the ocean, my ears can hear like a rabbit, my brain is as smart as a scientist, my nose can smell like a bear, my heart is as big as an elephant. All right, pause it and look for some of those tools, and then play when you're ready to go over. So I see similes because they're comparing using like or as, right? All of those. I'm seeing line breaks, right? Here's a line, here's a line. They're all on different lines. I'm seeing imagery because I can picture this. It's doing a great description, and it definitely has a rhythm. All right, here's another poem. Falling leaves. Little leaves fall softly down, red and yellow, orange and brown. Whirling, twirling, round and round, falling softly to the ground. Little leaves falls softly down to make a carpet on the ground. Then the wind comes whistling by and sends them dancing to the sky. Go ahead and pause it and pick out those tools and play when you're ready. So again, I see line breaks. See, there's not punctuation at the end. We don't see periods. It's just how they've chosen to break it up so that you read it in the certain rhythm. I see imagery, definitely, because it's helping you to picture it. I see repetition, ground, ground. A lot of words are being repeated. And definitely there's rhyming taking place also. So prose, the difference between prose and poetry and drama. Remember, it's written one sentence after another, and it's a group of sentences and paragraphs. It's just regular writing. It's what we see in books, in magazines, newspapers, everything like that. It can be organized in chapters or maybe in articles if you're looking at a newspaper or magazine. So here are some more kinds of prose. So some examples of prose. We have fiction. So we have short stories, legends, fairy tales, folk tales, novels, short stories, fables, myths. And nonfiction, meaning not fake, a report, a personal narrative, memoir, letter, article, journal, biographies. So a lot of stuff that we read in school is definitely prose. Drama, we were having a lot of fun reading this in class. Drama tells a story. It's a play. It's a script. There's dialogue. They're talking back and forth. There's always a character. There's a setting. There's a plot. It's entertaining. It begins with a cast of characters. It has stage directions. Remember, when it's in the parentheses, those are the directions of how it's supposed to be read or what you're supposed to be doing. And it's broken up by how they're speaking or by the parts, right? So here's an example of drama. The narrator is telling the story. Here's a character, narrator. See how it's broken up by who is speaking. Okay, so in a breakout room, once you see the next slide, you're just going to pause it and do it yourself and then play when you're ready to go over it. So we are going to practice with Humpty Dumpty. Is it poetry, prose, or drama? So here is an article that you need to read. You're going to underline one sentence in green, underline a paragraph in purple, and circle an example of dialogue. So go ahead and pause it and do it yourself, and when you're ready, press play and we will go over it. Okay, let's underline a sentence in green. So I'll just underline, here's a sentence. It starts over here. I need to underline a paragraph in purple. I think I'm going to underline a whole paragraph. Okay, I can do that. Here's a whole paragraph. And then I need to circle an example of dialogue. Well, there's our speaking marks, right? Our quotation marks. Okay, so in your own words, what is prose? What did you say? Hopefully you said it's one sentence after another, or it's everyday pieces that we read, like chapter books, okay? Circle all the examples of places you might find prose. Well, hopefully you chose A, B, and C. It would not be D because it's not poetry. All right, let's take a look at the drama. Again, go ahead and pause it when you're ready to go over it. Press play. So in this drama, color the cast of characters blue. All right, well, here's the cast of characters. Draw a star next to each example of dialogue. All right, let me get a pen. Draw a star next to each example of dialogue. Well, this is where they're speaking. Now, they don't have the quotation marks because we know they're speaking it. So we have all of these. They're all talking. All right, underline the setting in blue. Okay, let's see, it's right here outside the king's castle. And then circle an example of the stage directions. All right, well, remember when it's in these brackets before, those are our stage directions, right? And then lastly, underline a scene in yellow. A scene. Well, here's our scene. Okay, so you can use your notes to complete these questions. A drama is also called a blank, a play. 2, circle all of the examples of a drama. Yes, a movie, and a reader's theater. A chapter book is not one because that is an example of prose. Good job. And here is our last one, poetry. Underline one verse in orange. Oh, that's not orange. Let me change my color. Sorry about that. Okay. Circle a stanza in purple. And then draw a circle around a pair of rhyming words. All right. Let's see. Glue, 2. Men, again. Fall, wall. Maybe you found some other ones, but those are just ones I picked out quickly. Okay, then let's answer. Rhythm is what? Rhythm is the beat of the poem that it's supposed to be read, right? Circle all the examples of poetry. Nursery rhymes, songs, not chapter books. Chapter books, again, is prose. Hopefully you got that right. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and think about what have you learned and what is a question you still have. Go ahead and write that down, and in small group tomorrow you can share it with me. All right, you guys, don't forget, you can go ahead and mark this in your attendance, however long you spent on it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.